by Charles Schwab. Here is Craig Sager moments ago with Houston coach Rick Adelman.
Well, Coach, you've been in this situation before. Last series against Portland, you took game 1 on their court. They had a surge in game 2. You came back in that game. How do you think your team's responded tonight?
Well, no, we didn't play. They shot the ball very well, but we got to get back in transition. They're doing just what we thought they were going to do, and it's just a matter of if they make shots, it's one thing. We can't give up layups.
You got two of the best perimeter defenders in the game, in Battier and Artest. Kobe has 15. Is there anything more they can do against him?
He's making shots. You just keep playing. That's all you can do.
Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Well, what he's talking about there, 11-0 fast break points. Kevin, I talked about in game 1 they only had 10 fast break points, and we talked to Rick Adelman before the game. He said they didn't come at us to start the game like we thought they were going to. Well, they have tonight, and Houston has to respond and get themselves back in the transition game.
Lowry working around Shannon Brown and into Chuck Hayes, or rather Landry, who is whacked inside. Looked like maybe Odom caught him up high. Hayes and Landry are in with Wafer. In the backcourt, they've got Lowry along with Brooks. Odom picks up his first personal foul. Yao is on the bench with 2 fouls for the Houston Rockets.
Well, it's an interesting lineup for the Lakers because as the Rockets have gone small with Brooks and Lowry in the backcourt and Von Wafer as a small forward, Phil Jackson has countered, and he has Farmar in the game with Shannon Brown, and now Sasha Vujicic is playing at the small forward position. So Phil's going to get a chance now. He loves his second unit to be a speed lineup. They'll go to Bynum in the post. We have Lamar Odom out there now as a power forward and 3 fast players on the perimeter. So it's going to be imperative right now for the Rockets to really get back defensively.
Here's Vujicic, and he finds Bynum. We're in that heavy brace on that repaired right knee inside to Odom. It was rejected by Landry. That's a goaltend. Count it for 2. And Odom with his first basket tonight.
One of the things the Lakers have done in that Utah series, got big leads, relaxed a little bit. You can see very similar to game 2 against Utah here, how well the Lakers shot that ball. As big as their lead was, they let Utah back in the game. So I think Phil Jackson would like to see his team play consistently longer. He thought their defense was very spotty in that Utah series. Offense good, defense very spotty.
Wafer just hit over Odom, and Wafer's come off the bench, 2-2. Landry is on Odom. Rebound by Chuck Hayes off the bench with his second rebound.
And that jump shot will be there for Odom because Landry cannot get out and guard him on the perimeter.
Screen by Hayes, it's over Farmar. That's a 2. Now the Rockets, Doug, are shooting 60% themselves. It's an 11-point game.
Well, the difference is fast breaks. Rick Adelman said to Craig Sager, you got to get back and stop transition. That's the difference in the game right now. The 11 points, 11-0 fast break.
Brooks with 2, his first. And here comes Landry grabbing the rebound. On a miss inside. Flying the other way is Lowry. Knifing right by both Odom and Bynum. Wafer for 3. Good! That's a big 3 by Wafer when the Rockets need it most. He's got 7. How about the shooting in this game 2 of the semifinals in the West?
As I said, Houston's not going to go away. I mean, the Lakers are going to have to play consistently well all night long to win this game. This is Shannon Brown with a hanging shot where you got a tough matchup. 2 very strong guards, Brown and Lowry. 2 speed guys in Brooks and Farmar, and then the small forward, 2 irritants in Vujicic and Wafer. We got some good matchups out there right now.
Brown's got 2. Wafer leading the double. With the shot clock down to 7. Here comes Brooks on a quick hedge of defense from Bynum. Outside for Lowry. Makes the move on Brown. Odom was defending too. Hayes was watching as Landry grabs the loose ball and goes to the rack. And Landry gets the basket. Landry has come off the bench with 3. Vujicic picks up the foul.
And he also had a big offensive rebound that he kicked out that got Von Wafer a 3. So high energy. And Kevin, you've heard me talk through the years about how I love benches that can come in with great energy. That's what's happened for Houston. They've come in with speed, high energy players, and they've cut into that deficit. It's only 7 now as Kobe Bryant gets a rest.
Bryant on the bench with 15 points for Los Angeles. Here is Farmar. To Vujicic coming off an Odom screen. Now he looks into Landry inside. Tap in try by Bynum. And here comes Wafer. He tries a double team. Vujicic and Kahn smothering him. They call the jump ball. Well, much more tenacious defense tonight by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Now, Von Wafer gets himself in trouble here. He's trying to get away from Shannon Brown. Vujicic does a nice job of chasing him down from behind, gets him in that trapping area. Let's see who controls his tip. If the Rockets get a score here, they can cut it to 5. A 3 would cut it to 4. So, I mean, this game dramatically has switched quickly. That's how quickly the games can change, especially when you can shoot the three-point shot. Rockets average over 8 makes a game from behind that three-point line.
You like when Lowry and Brooks are on the court at the same time.
Gives them better ball handling. The Laker pressure does not bother them as much. And Wafer at the small forward doesn't have to worry about trying to play against the pressure.
Landry over Odom. Let the Brooks fly in there, collide in mid-flight with Vujicic, and pick up the foul. Aaron Brooks picks up his first personal foul for the Houston Rockets. He was such a factor in game 1.
Now you can see that ball's going on the rim, though, and they're making a conscious effort to try to get second shots.
Timeout taken. We're just about 3 minutes into this second quarter. And the Rockets, who trailed by 15, now down 43-36 on TNT. Finals, and it's time now for the Bud Light Lime around the league as we take a look at the remaining rising stars in these NBA playoffs, and Doug, how well they have all been playing.
Well, congratulations to LeBron James, the MVP. I think he's the youngest ever at 24. What a wonderful year LeBron is having. Big game last night. He came out, started that game off with a dunk and never looked back. Carmelo Anthony, how about the Denver Nuggets and how well they are playing? 2-0 lead on Dallas. Aaron Brooks in this series. Dwight Howard and the Magic bouncing back. Josh Smith winning their first round series. Rajon Rondo was within 1 rebound of averaging a triple-double in the series we did, Boston, Chicago, and Andrew Bynum, who has struggled with that knee injury, but has all kinds of upside, and they would like to see him start showing some of that flashes that he has shown throughout his career, here early in his young career.
Walton was throwing inside for Shannon Brown. He was in a straight jacket with some nice defense applied by Chuck Hayes, among other Rockets in there. They call the jump ball. Rockets are +6 above the three-point arc, but the Lakers are +11 points in fast break points, and the Lakers in points off turnovers +4.
Yeah, but I guess LeBron was not the youngest. I just got word from the truck that Kareem and Wes Unseld were both younger, so my apologies to those two guys.
Especially with Kareem right across the way.
Yeah, I don't want to mess with Kareem.
Landry, Lowry, and it was basket interference by Landry.
Now this is great hustle by the referee, Bill Spooner. He is sprinting down there to see if there's a foul, but more importantly, he is right on the baseline. You see the referee right over there on the side. He has a great look to see if that ball is in the cylinder or if it's coming out. He ruled that that ball was still in the cylinder. Shannon Brown with a great effort there.
Looked like it was falling out to me, Doug.
We better talk to Billy Spooner.
Okay. There's Bryant back in the game. And faces an avalanche of Rocket defenders inside, and they're trying to collapse the lane. Looks like Von Wafer indeed has picked up his second personal foul. Wafer a non-factor in game 1, but Doug has come off the bench tonight in 7 minutes and put in 7 points.
Yeah, but he hasn't handled the ball. They played him as a small forward. That has helped him against this Laker pressure. Vujicic put the pressure on him. He was trying to ball handle the other night, and he really struggled.
Vujicic over Lowry.
Well, Sasha Vujicic is way off with his shooting, and last year he shot 43% from that three-point line. Was a big part of them getting to the finals.
Lowry to Landry. Pushed down by Bynum, who picks up the foul. He got in foul trouble. Did Bynum early in game 1. Had to sit on the bench. There's Yao. He's on the Rocket bench with 2 personal fouls. That is the first on Andrew Bynum of L.A.
Well, you think about this now. The Rockets are making this push with Yao Ming on the bench with 2 fouls, which is important. But look at this, Kevin. The three-point shooting struggles in game 1. The team percentage 2 of 18, the worst in playoff games since 2001. And these are their best three-point shooters. Again, the guys who were making threes against Utah were Trevor Ariza, Shannon Brown, and Lamar Odom. And those are not their three-point shooters. So the game plan of the Rockets is try to make those guys make three-point shots and close the lane down on Kobe.
Since Yao, Doug, has been on the bench, the Rockets are plus 7 points since Yao picked up his second personal foul. And here comes Kobe the other way, and Von Wafer is on him. The third different defender on Kobe tonight. Kobe Bryant has got a game-high 17.
Well, when will we see Shane Battier get back into the game with Ron Artest? Normally they want one of those guys on him at all times.
Brooks to Landry, and Landry right around Walton.
There's a guy who they thought maybe his career might be finished this year. Got shot in the leg in a carjacking and was able to come back after about 3 weeks. Very fortunate that was not really seriously injured. Here's Shannon Brown, who is now 7 of 10 from the behind the arc in the playoffs.
Landry put in his 7-point moments ago, and Brown has now got 5 in 5 minutes. Lowry wheeling inside by Bynum. The rebound by Vujacic. And the Lakers on the move. Drops it off for Kobe. Picked up by Wafer. Out to the uncovered Brown. Late close by Landry. Brooks out-dueled a much taller Walton. And down court for Landry. And Brown with the swipe. And Brown with the steal. Brown. Walton for 3. The close by Lowry. The rebound by Landry of Houston.
Pace way too fast right now for the Rockets. They want to slow this down a little bit. Rick Adelman says, I want to get a timeout. I want to get Shane back in the ball game to get against Kobe. Down by 9 here, 6:50 to go. Rick Adelman does not want this to get to double digits or 14 or 15 points going in at halftime.
And 15 has been the largest Laker lead tonight. Downtown L.A. Doug, the Rockets pride themselves on defense, a top 10 team in defending points scored against and field goal defense this year.
Well, just look at when the Rockets have won. This is the amount of points they have given up in their wins. That big game one, they won that one 107-81. That was a romp from the start. Then they win like 86-83, 89-88, 92-76. And then in game one, 100-92. That's what I was talking about, Kevin, the pace of the game and when they're at their best. Right now, the Lakers sitting on 48 points here with almost 7 minutes to go in the half. The Rockets have got to try to calm this game down.
Fisher has come in for Bynum. Yao is in for Hayes. Battier is in for Wafer. The shot clock is down to 9. This is Brooks, and he's picked up by Fisher. Gasol is back in the game, too, for the Lakers. Yao way outside. 2 seconds on the shot clock. There's a late foul called on Fisher.
Well, very lucky there because that was a dead possession. That shot clock was winding down about 1 second to go. Now, Aaron Brooks was so good in game one, 7 of 14. 14 of those 19 points came in the second half. Tonight, only 1 of 4. And Kyle Lowry, who was also very good, they combined for 25 points. He is 0 of 3, so the Lakers have done a better job on the point guards for the Rockets here early.
Screen by Landry over Ariza. It's a 3 by Lowry. A good-looking rebound by Yao. Digging inside. That is a foul.
Oh, an offensive foul here. Is this on Yao Ming for pushing off? If it is, that's his third.
It is number 3, much to the chagrin of Coach Rick Adelman.
Let's watch his off arm. Keep your eye on his off arm. The ball goes up. He gets the rebound. Now watch his right arm. Oh, he jumps in. He rules it. He jumps into Gasol. So that is the third foul, and down 9 here.
They're going to put Hayes back in here, Doug, at the next stoppage of play, which is right now, as Yao is continuing to plead his case. A 4th turnover right there. The 3rd foul on Yao. The 4th turnover just seconds ago by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yao Ming in game one, 28 points, 10 rebounds. Had 12 of those points in the fourth quarter. More importantly, stepping up and knocking down 8 out of 8 free throws when that game was on the line. So he's got to be very careful not to pick up a 4th foul here on the offensive end.
Brooks to Battier. Kobe is on Shane. Landry picks up a double, including foul and Kobe Bryant. And the foul is out on the floor. And it comes with 6:01 to play here in the second quarter. And the foul is on Josh Powell. That is the first on him. So Hayes comes in. There goes Yao. Artest comes in the game. There goes Lowry. So Artest, Landry, Brooks, Shane Battier, and Chuck Hayes, the Rocket 5 on the floor.
Now, that'll probably put Chuck Hayes on Gasol. And I've talked about how Chuck Hayes does a nice job of using his body against bigger players to try to take away their legs. So let's see if Pau Gasol can do a good job. The other night, he did a nice job on Bynum in the post. And here we are with the Rockets at the 6:01 mark. They're already going to be shooting free throws here. I think the rest of this way, that was a team foul 5 on the Lakers. And so Shane Battier talked about one of the key things for our team is getting to that free throw line early in quarters. Let's say even with Yao Ming on the bench, if they're able to take advantage of that.
All the starters in for Los Angeles except Lamar Odom, who started tonight in place of Bynum. Powell is taking the place of Odom on the floor right now. So you got Kobe and Fisher, Gasol and Ariza. Chuck Hayes is on Gasol. Fisher, late close by Brooks. That is a three. And Fisher continues to struggle with his three-point shooting in the last 3-4 games of these playoffs.
Well, going into the game tonight, he was 5 of 20 from that three-point line.
5.5 to play in the half. Artest is wrestling with Ariza. The quick double by Powell. Chuck Hayes over Gasol. Chuck Hayes with some scoring. What do you call that?
That's found money right there. Found money. Any point he scores, go to Vegas, put it in the slots.
How about this, Doug? A 6-point game. Some great shooting between the two. That is a traveling violation. That is a Laker turnover. And the quarter, we've only seen Los Angeles, Doug, go 4 of 13 from the field. And that causes a little bit of concern for Phil Jackson.
Absolutely. This game is turning here right here. Plus 10 for the Houston bench. So Rick Adelman has got to be thrilled. What was once a great strength of that Lakers has now been a weakness. And it's great strength right now for the Houston Rockets.
They double Artest. Hayes against Gasol. Great ball movement. Matty, this is what they did in game one. The great ball movement. Great pick by Artest. Gasol flies by. A three by Ron Artest, who brings him even closer. He's played 13 minutes. He's got 13 points. It's a 3-point game. Loose inside. More Rocket defense. Battier comes up with it right there. Turnover number 6 for Los Angeles.
Bad decision there by Derek Fisher. No place to go.
Artest by Ariza. Looking for Landry. And out of bounds with 13 seconds on the shot clock, and Houston will inbound the ball, and here comes Odom back in the game.
Well, you know, you think the Rockets got the Lakers' attention in game one. They have really gotten it now because they came out and the Lakers jumped all over them, had things their way. Kobe had a brilliant first quarter. Pau Gasol, now all of a sudden this game is settling down. Rockets only down by 1 possession.
Odom is in. Powell goes to the Laker bench. The quick double right here with Ariza and Odom, and that is a foul. It goes on Trevor Ariza. That is the first. Artest was guarded by Ariza. Number 1 on Trevor. Rockets currently on a 6-0 run right now. Free throws coming up. 4:25 to play in the half. As we talk about getting the family together for brand new episodes of Tyler Perry's House of Pain, followed by a new season premiere of Tyler Perry's Meet the Browns. Wednesday, May 27th, starting at 9, 8 Central, only on TBS with Doug Collins and Craig Sager, Kevin Harlan. Are you surprised that Artest has played and conformed to this team in his first year with the Rockets? Because he's got a history, as you know, of suspensions and blow-ups.
Yeah, but if you think about it, he played very well for Rick Adelman in Sacramento. So obviously there is a feeling there that Rick knows how to handle him and knows what to say to him, when to say it, knows when to say nothing. And this team has done a nice job of fitting him into what they're doing.
5 consecutive misses by the Los Angeles Lakers. A missed 3 right there by Ariza. Well said. Brooks to Artest.
See, when you get to the foul line too, Kevin, you get your defense back. Now the game is no longer a running game. 11 fast breaks in the first quarter for the Lakers, none here.
For the first lead, Ron Artest has just given the Houston Rockets their first lead tonight. He's got 17, which matches the 17 of Kobe Bryant. We've had a 16-point turnaround in this first half. Yao playing in foul trouble with 3, so he's been relegated to the bench. So Ron Artest has put his foot on the throttle. A 10-0 run by the Rockets. Artest with 17, and the Rockets have their first lead on TNT. In the first half.
Well, when Craig Sager interviewed Rick Adelman at the end of the first quarter, he said, "How did it go, Coach?" He said, "Not good, because they came at us and they were in the open court." 0 fast break points in this quarter for the Lakers. Now what's happened is, as Houston has started making shots, you can see what they're doing here in this quarter. It has settled them down. They've gotten to the line 9 times, none for the Lakers. What's happened is they've made shots, they've got back, and how about 17 of the 24 points in this quarter has been by the Rockets bench.
Lakers scoreless the last 3 minutes and 50 seconds. Kobe Bryant is hit at 12. Battier defending. Kobe was going up and lost the ball. Shot clock at 10, so there's plenty of time here. Screen by Gasol. Switch on defense. Hayes on Kobe. Gasol knocks a pass outside for Ariza. It's Fisher on Brooks with 2 to shoot. And Fish has been accurate tonight. 3 of 4, 6 points. It breaks a 10-0 run by the Houston Rockets.
I thought Pau Gasol passed up a shot there. It almost got his team in trouble. Fisher made a nice play working against that shot clock.
Rockets are plus 12 while Yao has been on the bench with his foul trouble tonight. Landry goes right into Pau Gasol, and off the bench, Doug, he's put in 10.
Well, Gasol's slow in the rotation. They're double teaming now. Artest down on that post against Ariza. Gasol's got to get over there and defend that shot on Landry, not let him lay the ball in the basket. I mean, that's 10 points for Landry.
Kobe over Battier. Rebound by Odom, his 5th. Kobe against Battier again. Gasol over Hayes. Pau Gasol, one of Doug's keys tonight. 15 points in 15 minutes. You thought the start of both Odom and Gasol important. Well, Gasol is holding up his end of the bargain.
Well, and you see when Kobe Bryant gets in the lane, they're going to make somebody else make jump shots. They're going to collapse. It's the same thing they did on Brandon Roy in the Portland series.
Landry and Kobe lets him fire.
Who is this guy?
Found money as
Landry.
you talk about. 4 of 5, Doug. 12 points on 5 shots.
He's been fantastic again with Yao Ming on the bench. Yao Ming's only played 10 minutes tonight, has 1 field goal.
All those Landry points have come here in this second quarter. Ariza for 3, Landry the close. The rebound by Brooks. The Lakers are now shooting 55%, 60% shooting by the Houston Rockets. And a whistle blows away from the ball, and it comes with 2:03 to play here in the second quarter. Second foul on Ariza. Now, the free throw shooting of this Houston team, we talked about it a couple nights ago, Doug, in game 1. It's very potent. This team was almost built for guys that get to the line because they believe that this is an advantage for the Rockets by their GM, Daryl Morey.
Well, it's big because your center is one of the best all-time shooting guys from the free throw line in the NBA history. And so when you go to him in the fourth quarter of a game and he gets fouled and you're in a penalty, I mean, he's going to step up and make them. The other night in the fourth quarter, he was 8 of 8 from the line. His team was 16 of 17 from the line when the Lakers made that push in the fourth quarter to actually take that lead. And look at this. So you talk about these are the great centers at the line. Free throw percentage and playoff career. Look at Moses Malone, Jabbar, Hakeem, Bill Russell, Shaq, Wilt. Look at Yao Ming, 84%.
Unbelievable.
And that's, if you're going to play through your center at the end of the games, it's nice when they can make free throws.
Rebound by Gasol. Landry's got 13 points, all coming in this quarter. That is a career playoff high. Chuck Hayes picks up Bryant on the rotation as Battier was trailing as well. And Chuck Hayes out of Kentucky, undrafted. Guy's worked his way to a great role in this NBA. Hayes picks up his first. He's just been all work, Doug. That's all this kid does is work. He played in the NBDL, and he's been terrific.
Well, for all these young guys out there who are trying to make the league, hard work, find your niche, bring something to a team they don't have, and that's what Hayes has done. And Kobe now starting to cool down a little bit after his quick start. He now has taken 14 shots to get 17 points. No free throw attempts yet in the ball game.
Gasol hit by Hayes, who picks up another foul for the Houston Rockets at the 1:38 mark of the second quarter. That's the second on Chuck Hayes. Let's go across the country from L.A. to Georgia and go into our Atlanta studios and say good evening to Ernie Johnson.
Ryan, good evening to you also, Kevin. Southwest Airlines game break coming up in just a few minutes. Charles and Kenny will be here to break down the first half in L.A. Kenny will be doing who knows what at the thingamajig back in the studio. We'll have highlights of Game 2 in the Magic Celtics series, and we'll wrap up the night with Inside the NBA after the Rockets and Lakers. Now, back to Staples Center, guys.
How about our man Rajon Rondo with another triple-double, Doug? We saw him do that against the Chicago Bulls.
Is your card right? Eddie House, 31 points. Eddie, I repeat what I said to you in Game 7. Your best defense is your offense. Keep firing.
He looked at you. He was talking on the floor.
He was talking about his defense. I said, just keep shooting.
I'll show you defense, he said. Here's a switch. Now they got Gasol on our chest. Left by Wolf. Landry with Hayes inside. There's Landry in there, and he comes up with 2 in that congested lane around Odom and around Walton, and he's got 15 points.
So that's where they miss Bynum, his defensive rebound and his big body. Right now, the Lakers are just the Rockets are out-toughing the Lakers in the paint.
Hayes is defending Gasol. That is a travel. What has happened to Los Angeles? They seem out of sync. This is the way they began Game 1 a couple nights ago, out of sync.
Well, I think Phil Jackson, I just read his lips, he said, space the floor and wait. And you can see what's happened. A big part of that is Kobe carried him in the first quarter. He's only 1 of 3 for 2 points here in this second period. So they've done a nice job of forcing other guys to shoot the ball. And Kobe has only had 2 points. There's a bad foul by Odom on the perimeter. The frustration setting in for the Lakers to commit that kind of foul. And I'm sure Phil's going to talk to him about poise and coming out of that locker room with a sense of purpose.
So the foul goes on Odom, and that is his first. Here's Landry at the free throw line, who has single-handedly outscored the Lakers in this quarter, 15-14. What would Gene Katie say about one of his Boilermakers having this kind of a game as he just put in his 16th point in the quarter against the Los Angeles Lakers?
He's Gene Katie's kind of player. He's got a huge heart. He's undersized. And he has no fear. And he's been in there on those offensive backboards, and he's just wanted the ball more. And that's what Phil's going to have to talk to the Lakers about. The big knock on them last year, and they've not wanted to hear it this year, is, are they going to be tough enough to win an NBA championship? And they're going to have to get back in that paint and start doing the work.
Odom was guarded by Ron Artest on that drive with 43 seconds to play here in the first half. Number 2 on Ron Artest, who flew in his barber from Orlando, Florida, to do those wonderful carvings in his head.
That's an art right there. That is an art form right there. We actually met his barber the other night after the game.
What's his name? Is Bingo or Boogie?
Boogie. And the scary part about it is Boogie and Sags were hanging out with each other the other night after the game.
That's Sags' crowd, though.
I thought Sags might come back with one of those the next day.
I'd pay to see that.
You wouldn't pay to see anything. Now, you'd like to see it if somebody else paid for it.
Odom from the line. Missing right there. Landry collects the ball. Landry with his 5th rebound. No fouls to give. Artest over Walton. That is a 3. Rebound by Pau Gasol, who's had a very solid first half. That is his 6th rebound.
2 for 1 possession that time for the Rockets, so it really wasn't a bad shot for Artest.
Artest is on Walton. They got Landry on Odom. Battier, of course, is on Kobe. Kobe was on fire to start, but now he is 8 of 14. Walt left free. They let him fire the triple. Rebound by Odom. Knocked out of bounds by Chuck Hayes in his quick hands with just under 8 seconds to play in the first half.
Well, Kobe's going to share the ball. He's going to drive and dish. Phil Jackson's going to use a 20-second timeout here. But again, that collapsing defense, whether it be Luke Walton or Fish or Ariza, somebody's going to have to start knocking some shot down to give him some space to work.
We'll take a timeout here on TMC.
Points off the Rockets bench, 16 for Landry, only 7 for the Lakers. That bench continues to struggle. More importantly, after a 39-point first quarter, the Lakers only 15 points in this quarter. So the Rockets, when they got back in transition, they've not given up one fast break point in this quarter after giving up 11 in the first.
Walton gets off to Kobe. This is over Battier for 3. Kobe Bryant has put in 20 first-half points. Here comes Brooks following the lead of Landry. A 3 at the buzzer will not go. And that ties the game. Kobe's triple ties the game at 57. And what was a well-played second quarter by the Rockets, as well played as the first quarter was by the Los Angeles Lakers.
Okay, but I think when you come out in the third quarter, can the Lakers come out with that same energy and passion to start the game and get the tempo where they want it, or can the Rockets come back in that third period and keep the pace where they had it in the second quarter? That's going to be really something for us to watch.
They had a 14-point swing in that quarter. Let's send it over to Craig Sager.
Well, thank you very much. It was the second unit getting rid of that 14-point deficit. Carl Landry coming off the bench with 16. Why and how were you so effective tonight?
Man, we just tried the second unit, like you said, we just tried to be aggressive. Tried to come in and do everything we could. They had us on our heels. And what our job is to do, the bench players, is to come in there and fight. And that's what we did in the second quarter.
There was a time not too long ago we didn't even know if you'd be playing after you had that accident, shot in the attempted hijacking of your car.
Yeah.
What does all this mean to you to be playing so well and being able to play in these playoffs?
Oh, it means a lot, you know. You know how you always hear every possession counts, but every possession really means a lot to me now, you know what I'm saying? My life was in jeopardy pretty much about a month and a half ago, and I'm just blessed to be here, you know, having a good time playing against the Lakers.
Well, you're doing a very good job tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll take a break. We'll be back to the T-Mobile Halftime Report. EJ, Kenny, and Charles in our studios in Atlanta.